Who even is the Bengals? It is Thursday, August 24th, 8:15 p.m. We have football right around the corner. We just had a draft for this league, so we're going to talk about that. If you're listening live, we need to abolish the FBI and disband the Department of Education. And other than that, everyone just tune in, chill out, and let the good times roll.
Ooh, I really fucked this one up. Here we go.
Fuck it.
Mute it. There. All right. Welcome into another episode of the DNZ Fantasy Football Podcast.
Shut down the FBI.
Hey, this is a fantasy football podcast,
This
bud.
is Fantasy
wrong pod.
Football. So welcome into another episode. Joined, as always, fellow league mates, Drake and Nick. DNZ,
Back again, baby.
LOC,
Year two.
LOC, League of Compromise. Just had our second rookie draft, and I think that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about. All things rookies. I guess we can talk about the
Yeah, you
keeper
guys
league
are
as
fucked,
well.
Let me tell you right now. You guys are all fucked. I have the best team in the league. The War Boys are coming. You guys all done fucked up.
I feel like I'm calming.
I feel pretty confident.
No, you guys were sitting at the top of the rookie draft, and we didn't really know what exactly Nick was going to do. He had the first and the second pick.
Well, let me
Ended up
tell you.
going
Let me
running
tell
back,
you what else I
running
did.
back.
Let me tell you what else I did outside of my incredible draft picks. I fixed this league. I went in with a purpose for draft night that I will make sure this league is not the only fantasy football league on planet Earth ever that doesn't have a punishment for last place.
Do the applause. You're killing it. Keep going.
Let's hear it. This is Nick. This is how he feels.
That's right. Everyone was ganging up on me. Everyone always tries to make me out to be the villain of this league. I don't know
No.
why. There's a whole separate league that we're in that's titled Nick Venna is a Communist. Everyone loves to fucking come after me.
That league's a different story.
Yeah, I'm a repeat champion.
Co-champion this year, though.
So anyway,
Last year.
for all you listeners out there, which there are none, but we were the only fantasy football league in which finishing last, you get the first overall pick, you don't even have a league punishment. It's the best fucking thing ever. Everyone should finish last. But no, I made sure we got that fixed.
You were a champ, though, and wore that toilet seat like a pro.
No, that was part of the compromise. You guys think you were going to force me to do that? I got what I wanted.
I'm very proud of you. And
I wouldn't be.
glad you followed that toilet seat tradition that we've got going.
Yeah,
Toilet
it's
seat.
it's in Blair's oven right now.
Is that
I
right?
do want to point out.
Is that actually where you left it?
That is
Yeah.
exactly where I left it. And then I told him, hey, I put that in your oven, by the way, so don't
No
go
shit.
fucking turn that shit on.
I do want to point out that
Horrible idea.
I don't think we recorded last week, but we did mention that compromise, and Nick wasn't for it, if I don't recall. We said that we agree Ryan should do something.
Wrong.
RDC.
With his team name,
yeah, well, with his team name, and we said that, yes,
Oh,
we agree
yes.
Ryan should have some sort
which we did
RDC.
come to a resolution.
Right,
So we
yes.
do have a last place punishment now that involves a NFL combine. Like, I guess, NFL
Workout.
Combine Day workout. We'll run them through 40-yard
I want
dash.
the 40-yard dash. I want the cone drill. We're going to have
Yep.
to get someone under the bench press. That would just be fucking hilarious.
Vertical jump.
Drake, you better hope you don't finish last this year.
Oh, dude, that's fine. I'll pump it.
Cap. For Jared
I
out
feel
there.
like whoever gets last needs to pick that, like the position they're trying out for or whatever. So if they're a wide receiver, they'll have to run some routes or something. Run some routes.
That's a good idea.
And if they want to be a D lineman, I mean, whatever, they'll kind of up to them. We'll try and run them through those kind of workouts.
Kicker and punter band.
The sled at the little elementary school in my neighborhood has sleds. So
Bro, that would get us like arrested and put on a list.
No,
That'd be
people
like,
go out.
running
like that all
sled
the time.
drills.
Bro, I'd be out there in fucking spandex and shit, and kids are gonna be at recess, and it's just,
It would be during the summer that we do it,
The kids are not going to be at recess.
or in the spring. I guess the spring
they
is.
might
But,
still-
draft
yeah,
in summer
no.
school. All those fucking
on a-
idiots out there.
or on a
Really looking forward to
Saturday.
that. So I'm glad we all came to an agreement on that. So we've got the tradition of the toilet seat for the toilet bowl champion. And then now we've got that NFL Combine workout.
Which is still much more humiliating than a
Yeah,
combine
so,
workout. I would fucking kill that combine.
I appreciate this
Yeah.
chatter. You lost the toilet bowl, so you had to sign the
Dumbest shit in
toilet
the
bowl.
world.
It is called the tournament is called the toilet bowl.
Dumb.
So you have to sign the toilet bowl.
Oh, yeah, you did it. You're good.
So yeah, I don't know why that made you so sad. We all agreed that there should be a last place punishment. You were the only one. You were just talking over yourself.
You got Jameer Gibbs out of it, so technically Bijan. You did take Bijan one of.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just
So
run
let's
down
just-
this shit. Hold on.
Let's jump into that right now. Let's
Josh
talk about the
Allen,
draft.
Bijan Robinson, Brees Hall, Chris Olave, Debo Samuel. I mean, I'll skip over the tight end. That's irrelevant. Jameer Gibbs, Amari Cooper, Kirk Cousins on your bitches. Tell me I'm not going to win.
Who's your tight end?
Higbee.
I don't hate it.
It's not the worst, you know.
There's not much out there. I mean,
I
they got
believe-
Van Jefferson and Cooper Cup.
I
Who else do
believe
they
my
have to throw to?
kicker. I believe my kicker just got cut. The legendary Young Ho Koo.
He did not get cut.
No,
did he
didn't.
actually get
No,
cut?
Rodrigo Blankenship got cut.
That's right.
So,
Dude, the good-
so Young Ho's got the job.
I still think Young
Goggles.
Ho's there. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
But
though.
so yeah, you went
He's
running
the
back,
Atlanta kicker,
and
so-
obviously LOC is a super flex league. So Zach, you were sitting there with the 103, and you didn't know what Nick was going to do.
Mm-mm.
Whether he was going to pick, he was definitely picking Bijan with those first two picks.
Mm-hmm.
But was he going to pick Gibbs or Anthony Richardson? I thought he would pick Anthony Richardson leading up till the draft. Then it told me he was going to go Gibbs, so that was pretty easy. But that kind of threw you for a loop a little bit, didn't it? I mean, you
That
were in a
was the
good spot.
plan.
I mean, you
That
were going to
was
be
the
happy regardless,
Yeah.
probably, with one of those two.
For
But,
sure.
I mean, you snagged A. Rich at the 103, which maybe some leagues he goes 101 because Superflex.
Hold on, let me just intervene here one more time. I am so glad that my week 1 matchup is against RDC 22. I will reigneth the hell from above down upon him.
Brimstone and fire.
Yes.
So you're going to chalk that up as a dub week one for you?
I'm gonna hit him with like the 7 fucking plagues.
Dude, do we know how? We need to pull up what your record was last year because if
No, we don't need to do that.
Oh, I can do that right now.
Nick went through each matchup in our fantasy league week in and week out, predicting who was going to win, and I can't wait for it this year.
Yeah,
Obviously, your RDC L for week
on,
1 lock in.
I finished with a winning record, so I
Oh,
made money if
from
we
Nick's
bet on this
picks?
shit.
I can't wait
Yeah.
till we do
Then
Nick's
Nick's
picks
picks of the
again.
week?
Yeah, Nick's picks.
Hell yeah.
You were 3-11. You were tied for the worst record. You
But
just scored a
you're a
couple.
fantasy
You
football
just scored a few more points.
Like 250 more points. RDC 22 was a dumpster fire last year. He's still going to be a dumpster fire this year. Come on, RDC 22, pull up.
Well, I can just maybe roll through
You know where
some
I
news and
live.
notes, and we can kind of jibber jabber about them. Jerry Jeudy, hamstring injury. I think that was today. He's set to miss several weeks. So obviously Tim Patrick went down with an ACL tear already. Poor guy, 2 years in a row he's out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean they've got Cortland Sutton and your boy.
Yeah, Marvin Mims is about to be wide receiver 1 in that fucking offense.
I
Let me
can't
tell
wait
you,
to talk about
Cortland
him.
Sutton
I do think now that's going
ass.
to be.
You guys need to just start listening to me more. I told everyone from the fucking draft that Jerry Jeudy was going to be dog shit. Trey Lance was going to be dog shit. Malik Willis is going to be dog shit. I have so many correct picks. They call me fucking Nostradamus.
But yeah, Marvin Mims is set to have a fantastic opportunity.
At least to start the season.
Maybe Russ is able to cook this year. They fucking looked horrible in preseason, if you ask me. But sucks for Jerry Jeudy. Was maybe going to have a kind of a breakout year. going to have a little bit of a slow start to the season. And I feel like hamstring injuries right before the season starts always like the worst thing. You can't get into your groove. You're missing practices leading up to the season.
Yo, hold on. I'm looking at everyone's fucking logos to their team right now. I just realized that Jacob is the only one with a fucking like picture of himself in a suit.
Damn, makeup.
What the fuck? And Zach, also, my
Stunning,
dinosaur
though.
is way cooler than yours.
No, I don't know about that.
What is that, fucking Reptar?
Did you change your picture?
No, I didn't.
Is that's a dinosaur that's in that? I hardly tell what the hell your picture is.
What do you mean? It's a fucking armored T-Rex
I can hardly tell.
with like a halo
If you
fucking
a-
Master Chief riding in.
Mine's a T-Rex on a DJ table.
Yeah, I'll take the armored Rex.
Yeah, that
every
sounds
day.
pretty rad, bro. I can't even tell what his is. But in other wide receiver news,
What do you mean? Zoom in on it.
that's kind of boring. It's fine. JSN, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Seahawks wide receiver had that big long catch with a dot from Drew Lock. Drew Lock's out here, that next and up and coming backup Mizzou quarterback, just to stick around in the NFL for a decade. Money throw to JSN, gets tackled on the goal line, breaks his wrist. He's going to miss several weeks.
Marvin Mims would have scored that play, by the way.
It's possible. I'm surprised he didn't score, though, honestly. But sucks to see. I mean, he's a rookie wide receiver. You weren't really expecting him to be huge early on this season, but he'll get in that role of things and maybe be decent towards just once he gets back. And wide receivers always take a little bit to get rolling. So I don't think this changes much for JSN. I still love him in redraft, and I still think he's the best wide receiver in this class. But I mean, QJ is certainly interesting. The other rookie draft I was in, it's a one quarterback league, which doesn't change too much with skill positions. But QJ went up in front of JSN.
Ooh.
And
Oh, RDC changed his name back.
yeah, he changed it to
Hell yeah.
what did he change it to?
RDC 22.
Yeah, because we told him that we liked his original name
It's-
after we've been
it's so
dogging
much-
him to
it's so
change it
much
to something.
better.
Drake, you changed your name.
Oh, I did.
That was
What-
a whole ass. That was a whole ass con.
Why
oh,
don't
yeah.
you tell us about it? What happened?
So I do have that on here. Let's just get through this and we'll talk about it, all right? Terry McLaurin day to day with the toe injury. There's optimism. He's ready for week 1, though. But, I mean, turf toe. I mean, that shit lingers just like hamstring injuries. So, don't love that for Terry McLaurin, but love that for Jahan Dotson. But
That dude's going to suck, too.
I also own Sam Howell in LOC, so I would rather have McLaurin out
Another
there,
player that
probably.
I said was going to be good.
You did. I do remember that. I'll give you those props for sure.
You guys should all start listening to me more.
But, yeah, okay. Trey Lance. You guys want to talk about Trey Lance?
Yes, please. I want to hear you eulogize him for us.
So, this used to be the Trey Lance
Zach,
podcast.
can you put on like some...
We were
quiet church
very
music?
excited
I
about
don't
Trey
think I know
Lance,
anything.
just like a lot of people. He was the number 3 overall pick.
Not a lot of
The
people.
49ers traded
Not me.
3 first-round picks and another pick to trade up and pick Trey Lance in front
What-
of a lot of very
What
good
were
players.
they thinking?
Like, if you go pull up that list, like, there's I think Jamar Chase was maybe in that class. I wish I would have saved that and pulled that up. But, I mean, it's going to go down as one of the worst trades maybe ever. And my team name was Lance Refrigeration, but I spelled it wrong, and it was Lance Refrigeration. So
Yeah, we just found that out like a couple weeks.
I
ago,
know.
too.
It was like when a fucking year went by, I realized I
Yeah.
spelled that shit wrong. But regardless, I decided to drop Trey Lance from my roster. He's no longer on my team. And
How did you feel when you did that? Did you go...
You know-
What was going through your head? Like, did you just have an overwhelming feeling of remorse,
Well,
sadness?
obviously, it's been a huge headache.
Are you depressed?
You know, I feel better after dropping him. Having him on my roster was just like a wasted spot, it felt like. And I'm kind of set at QB. I ended up drafting Bryce Young.
Who?
The first round of our rookie draft.
The next
at
Trey
the-
Lance.
At the 107. Yeah, for Heisman Trophy winner, a little different. But
Yeah, Bryce Young is going to suck dick.
but
I will die on that.
Trey Lance all of a sudden is quarterback 3 in San Francisco, and they are he's possibly going to get traded. So maybe he gets an opportunity to go somewhere else and succeed. Maybe not. Maybe he sticks around in San Fran. We really don't know at this point in time. But
I definitely see him getting an opportunity somewhere else.
he was just wasting a roster
don't.
spot, and it honestly feels good. I was
Someone's
able to.
gonna trade for him.
No, they won't.
There's still talent there.
Is there?
Yes, there's talent.
I mean, he's behind. God damn it.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, fucking Sam Darnold, who's already been passed around like the fucking whore at college.
Well, from all accounts, this was a John Lynch pick. John Lynch was the one who wanted him.
I don't care who picked him. He fucking sucks at football.
I don't
He's
think
not
this
good.
isn't as much of a Trey Lance like hater moment. This San Fran fucked all this up.
Oh, yeah.
This is horrible.
And he also fucked it up for himself. He got the chance, and then he didn't perform.
He got hurt.
He was set
And?
up for
It's
something
like
that
saying RG3 didn't perform. He got hurt twice.
he hasn't even had a chance, which maybe he will get another
This
chance. but
motherfucker hasn't even had 400 pass attempts in his entire football career.
this is more of an indictment.
High school, college, pro. He
on
hasn't
no way to
San
pull
Francisco.
those high school stats.
That is true. It is true because someone pulled it up last.
Then it's
someone a
even
couple
worse
weeks
that
ago said
San
Gina-
Francisco traded or picked him.
Yeah, but
It's more of an indictment of San Francisco
they
than what
both-
Trey
they both
Lance
fucked up.
did.
No, Zach, I'm telling you, someone on the Twitterverse the other day, some fucking ESPN reporter or some shit, compiled everything and said Geno Smith had more passing attempts last season than Trey Lance's entire football career.
Are they counting practice?
No.
I know. They should, though. He's thrown the ball enough. It's the same. What's the difference?
It is exactly.
But yeah, no, it's obviously a huge difference. He's not played football in like a real game setting. And
That's
is-
my concern about
hasn't
Anthony
showed it,
Richardson. Zach, you
so-
took Anthony Richardson. Tell us about it.
I'm very excited.
I didn't even get to my new team name, you motherfucker.
Oh, fine. Continue.
So yeah, obviously I dropped Trey Lance, so I can't have my name after Trey Lance. So we'd like to call Geno Smith on this show. We refer to him as GS
Gee, yes.
because he
GS.
balled the fuck out last year. Nobody thought he would. Picked him up off waivers. Thank God I've got him on my team. So my new team name is GS. I'll have another. Kind of made it up on the spot,
Pretty, I like
another
it a
what?
lot.
like a White Claw or a beverage
Another
or a drink.
championship
I'm drinking.
or-
Anything you want. Another championship. There we go. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm rocking with Geno
Damn, you
Smith as
really
my
missed out on
quarterback
Amon-Ra Dog.
one. Yeah, but then I have to say my team name, Amon-Ra Dog, on this podcast constantly.
Fuck. So,
So he had over 400 passing attempts.
But yeah, Trey Lance, we're thinking about you, bud. We hope you bounce back and figure it out. But
I'm not. I'm a hater. I hope it gets worse.
dropped him, and I dropped him in my one quarterback league. I got him in my other dynasty league and jumped ship on that as well. So yeah, Trey
I'm
Lance,
so glad that you
R.I.P.
took Bryce Young,
in
so I can
peace.
still just focus all this energy at a dog shit quarterback at you.
I like Bryce Young. He's a smart guy.
I think it'll
Smart
take
guy.
Bryce Young a while to.
Which I think you could say that about all these quarterbacks.
Sure.
Where Richardson is able to have that rushing capability and be actually relevant,
Right.
fantasy wise, a lot quicker than those other two quarterbacks, CJ and Bryce. But he was the number one overall pick, former Heisman Trophy winner. The only knock on him is he's short. We'll see what happens. Jonathan Taylor, searching for a trade candidate. Part of the reason I dropped Trey Lance was so I could pick up Evan Hull. So, kind of wishing JT goes somewhere else. Apparently, it was reported on. We saw something on Twitter. We don't know how accurate it is, but some Dolphins beat writer, is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Saying that the Colts turned down a trade from the Dolphins that involved Jonathan Taylor. So, deals are trying to be made right now.
According to reports, it's not like done though. So I
Kinda
still
going
think-
back and
yeah,
forth.
I think there's still communication between both sides trying to get a deal done.
It's such a fucked up situation because like we're not going to pay you because your running backs are worthless, but all of a sudden you want to be traded. Yeah, no, you're worth a first round pick, bud. That's all we're
Right.
going to fucking settle for. It's such a fucked up time, but I mean I understand it from both sides. I mean I like running backs. We've talked about it on the show. You can draft a 7th round running back, pick a guy up off the fucking free agency,
Do you?
and be fine.
I mean, they set the high value there so that no one comes and makes fucking offers.
They just
It gives
force
them
him
more
to play.
leverage.
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
it's certainly possible he still comes back, but for my Evan Hull shares, I hope he dips. And I do have JT in our keeper league, so we're gonna have our keeper set tomorrow. We're drafting on Saturday for our keeper league. That's our league that's on fucking steroids. We have like 16 starting roster spots, including defense and kicker.
Repeat
So
champion.
I need JT. I mean, wherever he goes, I think he'll be pretty solid.
Well, if he does go, let's talk about this. Let's go down this rabbit
Rams
hole.
or Miami.
Well, if he goes to Miami, do you get nervous if you have any Waddle or Tyreek shares?
No,
You don't think they'll make him a workhorse, or do you think
they'll definitely run the shit out of the ball if they've got. I mean, they still have a lot of running backs there too. They still have Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
They still have Jeff Wilson, who's not a bad running back, and they drafted Devon Achane. So if they add Jonathan Taylor to that, I mean, they're just loaded. I mean, that's where you want to be. You want to have a lot of running backs. They already have two basically wide receiver ones. And if Tua's struggling, Tua gets hurt, just run the shit out of the ball with, what is their backup? The dude out of fucking K-State, Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
They got to rock with the backup. I mean, they can just rely on the run game. I mean, that's every quarterback's best friend. Like, obviously, the Jets have Aaron Rodgers, who's Aaron fucking Rodgers, but they bring in Dalvin Cook, even though their running back room is pretty stacked. The running game is the quarterback's best friend. You always need to have multiple guys that can run the rock. So I think it only helps if JT helps the whole team, I would say. And would definitely, I mean, I'd rather have JT in Miami than Indy.
Oh, I agree.
Especially with a rookie quarterback who's going to steal goal line touches and touchdowns from short yardage. So I hope JT goes anywhere but the Rams. That would be pretty fucking deflating. I did make a trade in LOC leading up to the draft. I didn't have a first-round pick. And
so mad
I
I
traded
missed out on
Josh
this.
Jacobs away for Cam Akers
Wait,
in the
who
107,
who
which
is
turned into
Small
Bryce Young.
Villains?
Who is who?
3 hours ago in league chat, it says Small Villix.
That was Jacobs' cousin who was going to help him draft if he needed to. Didn't end up needing him, so
Goodbye,
he was a
Small Villix.
co-owner for a few days. But no, super interested to see what JT does. I think they gave him about a week to kind of figure it out and field trade offers and kind of go from there. So definitely something to keep eyes on. And I mean, speak of Josh Jacobs, he's still to report to camp. They've said he's going to before week 1. Raiders have shown no interest of trading him. So super interesting. Everybody's probably going to be back ready to rock and roll, whether JT is on his same team. But Josh Jacobs probably would be back, I'd imagine. But another running back news, I mean, we kind of talked about it. Zeke to New England and Dalv to the Jets. I've got fucking Ramondre and Brees Hall in the same fucking team in one dynasty league. And, I mean, it's not ideal adding those two guys, especially Dalv. I mean, I think Dalv still's got a lot of juice left in the tank. Zeke, maybe not so much. More of a red zone, goal line, stealing carries away from Ramondre, possibly, is kind of the early thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Ramondre, he's going to be in on third down. He's a pass-catching back. I'm not worried about this long-term in Dynasty.
No.
Maybe it hurts them a little bit in redraft, but
Well, even short-term this year, it might hurt, but
right.
right
I'm
now,
not worried about Zeke.
No.
But, I mean, Dalv could be the starting running back week 1 and 2. We have no idea if Brees is going to be starting week 1 or 2. He'll be starting pretty quick, I'd imagine, because he looks damn good.
He does
I don't know if you guys have been watching Hard Knocks, but he's out there running full fucking speed, making cuts. He looks good.
I would say most of these teams, there's no such thing as a starting running back.
No.
I mean, somebody has to start,
He
but
took the first snap of
Workhorse.
the game like they're not going to split.
no, that's fair. That's where we're at.
Unless you're Joe Mixon. Is he one of the only running backs in the league that, like, it's just been a one-man show, still is a one-man show?
Pretty much. I mean, who's that back up there?
I just looked this up.
Travion
It is
Evans.
Oh, no, Chris Brown.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
And then
Travion Williams.
Chase Brown.
They still have Travion Williams.
Yeah, he's their fourth string on their depth chart.
So, yeah, I mean, nothing special there. They lost Samaje Perine. So, I mean, Joe Mixon, I just picked, I'm in a 12-hour per pick slow draft. And I just got Joe Mixon in the 6th round to be my RB2.
How is that going for you?
It's a super flex league.
These 12-hour drafts.
You know, I was a big fan of it at first, so it was like, we can't.
Now you're like, what the
We
fuck?
didn't. No one really tried to figure out a time to all be able to draft, and the commissioner just decided to do a slow draft, 12 hours per pick. And I was kind of excited about it to start with, but we started this draft Tuesday night, and we are about to finish the 6th round, and it is Thursday night.
People are taking full advantage of that 12 hours.
Right, and I certainly am as well. I mean, I haven't been waiting too long, but it's a super flex league.
Is it redraft?
And I started with Lamar at the 108, and then I got Justin Fields snake draft as my next pick. Justin Fields was just too good to pass up. I picked him over Cooper Kupp, probably. It is a PPR league, so that was a little tough. But, I mean, if Justin Fields can take any type of step forward this year, he could be a top 5 fantasy quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was already what?
and it's
You guys,
eight.
It's also
so
a
fucking
four-
full of it.
It's also a 4-point passing touchdown league. So getting Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields, who are going to rush for close to 10 touchdowns, maybe,
Right.
that's going to be super beneficial and give me a pretty solid edge at the super flex spot.
That's why I like A-Rich too.
Definitely.
You are out of your fucking mind with talking about Justin Fields like that. I was a big Justin Fields believer, but now I'm not.
You
I
need
mean,
to put.
just because he
You
he
need to
went
put.
on a
Hold
little
on.
fucking
You've got.
stretch.
I don't know what sunglasses you have on right now. There's a fantasy football lens, and then there's a real life football winning
Yeah, and
championships
Justin
lens
Fields,
that you
yeah,
just
he
switch.
went on a couple big games at the end, doing all this garbage time.
He's
fucking
fantastic in
shit.
fantasy football. We're
Hold
not
on, time
talking
out.
about real life
Cap.
football.
We were just talking before we went live about how Joe Mixon last year his stats were inflated because of one really good game. You take out that one
What do
really
you
good
mean?
game. What do you mean? What do I mean? Here, let's
Joe
pull-
Mixon has been my fucking boy. I drafted him in our original fucking draft for
He
this
was
shit, and
still- I
I'm
don't-
still riding with this.
His
mofo.
points per game last year in PPR formats was still 16 points per game.
Yeah, get the.
Was it
fuck
inflated
outta
by
here.
that one game? Yes. But he still finished as the running back 10. He's on a fantastic offense right now where he's basically the only option at running back. I mean, there's other options there, but he signed like a 1-year deal or something to come back. They reworked his contract one way or the other. They're going to run Joe Mixon into the fucking ground. Like, he is.
Oh, sure.
And I mean, the fantasy football, all you need is opportunities and being in a good offense. So, I mean, Joe Mixon, there's just a lot of value there in redraft, I would say. I traded him away in my other dynasty league, not LOC, and got the 110 out of it, and ended up picking who did I pick?
Jesus,
I think I picked Devon A. Chain. So,
what a downgrade.
dynasty wise, it's decent, but if I'm kind of win now since I won that league last year, I think I'd rather have Joe Mixon over A. Chain this year. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, what is Joe Mixon after this year? Who knows? We have no idea. But yeah,
Unemployed.
He's the next Frank Gore. Joe Mixon's going to be in the league forever.
Joe Mixon's going to be turning 29 next year.
So
He'll be cut.
bullshit.
I mean, bullshit.
you were over there before we started the pod. If you were a betting man, which you are, you would say the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I would say that's who I would bet
You
on.
said that.
Yeah, and I absolutely stand by it.
Explain.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say they're the favorites. I mean, I think the Chiefs or Eagles are more likely to win the Super Bowl, but the Bengals could very easily win the Super
Aren't
Bowl.
the Jets like the most bet on team to win the Super Bowl right now?
I mean, probably, but if
And
you
then
can
it's
get
like-
the Bengals at like plus 1,000 or some shit,
And then Justin Fields is the
And then
most
it's
bet on
like,
MVP
you
candidate.
ride that all the way through, and then they're in the Super Bowl, and you're sitting there like, why didn't I bet on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl? They have fucking Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, the whole fucking crew, T. Higgins. Their defense is solid.
Bro, Brees Hall is still on the board here in the end of the 6th round in this league. This is insane.
Take him.
I still have a lot of picks left till I'm up. But, yeah, Brees Hall, I think there's a lot of value there, too, with Brees Hall. With the injury plus Dalv, if you got to throw Brees on your IR the first week or two, I mean, that's fine. Like, you don't win fantasy football championships in the first couple weeks. So having your guys be ready to rock and roll down the stretch and that trajectory, all that matters is towards the end of the season.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing with, McKinnon for the Chiefs. He doesn't do anything the first 12 weeks of the season, and then for whatever reason, week 13, they just start throwing screen after screen after screen to the guy, becomes a PPR machine, and then if he catches 13 screens, he's going to house 2 of them, 3 of them. So,
It feels like basically any third down where Mahomes' first, second read isn't there.
oh, yeah.
He's dishing off to McKinnon for a 30-yard fucking gain.
So,
You can get the fucking Bengals at plus 1,000 in this motherfucker
Ooh, what is that on?
on FanDuel.
Shout out FanDuel.
I mean, you can also get Philly at plus 800. That's not so bad.
I feel like Philly's going to be right back into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I do too. There's no one in the NFC. I think the Niners are frauds.
what are the Niners, though?
Plus 1,000.
Niners were damn close last year, though. If it wasn't that I mean, who'd they end up losing to? Was it Philly?
Eagles with their fourth string quarterback.
Right.
I don't even think there was a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, he was not even a quarterback.
Some say if Josh Johnson didn't go down, they might have been able to pull that out, which is insane to think about because of how good the Eagles are
Yeah.
and will continue to be. But, yeah, I mean, what are we, 14 days away now from actual real-life regular season NFL football to finally start? That Thursday night game, it's the Chiefs and Lions, right? It'll be on
That's
Amazon
true.
Prime.
Yeah.
And we are 6.5-point favorites.
And we're just 1 week away from
I wonder if that line
college
moves
football.
if we hear Chris Jones is actually sitting. I don't want to talk about Chris Jones because this is a fantasy football. We don't do IDP, but I don't wonder if that line moves at all, even to like plus 3.5 or something like that. Once he comes out and
He's a
confirms
big part.
he's not playing.
He's a big
I
part
bet we kick
of
the
the team.
shit out of Detroit.
It'll
I'd
be
like to.
probably some kind of a shootout.
I bet you we kick the shit out of Philly too when we play them later on in the year. I guarantee we do.
They have such a tough stretch. They play us like week 4, 5, or 6, something like that.
They have the complete opposite type of schedule that they had last year.
We talked about it. They had an easy cakewalk schedule the first 4
That
weeks.
is the price of
And
being
then-
good.
Yeah.
Well, that's
'Cause
why I was saying
everything that's not a divisional matchup or the division that you're matched up against, they literally are like, let's put you against the best fucking team.
Well, not division is like underrated, I would say, because they're in the same division as
Dallas Commanders. And,
so the Commanders, I think, will take a step up. We'll see.
No
like we
way.
said, Howell looks a little bit better.
It's hard
they
to be
might, they might not
worse
win
than
more
they were.
games,
The enemy's
but
going to hold them back, bro.
shut the fuck up. But
I feel like
I'm so glad he's gone.
they can only be better than what they were
they
last year.
potentially have, 3 teams contending for playoff spots. Whoever wins the division, and then Dallas and New York are both pretty good. New York made the playoffs last year. Daniel Jones just got his bag. Saquon said he's good and he looks healthy. They upgraded their wide receiver room. Their offensive line looks better. So,
Yeah, the Giants, I think, are going to be sneaky this year.
yeah.
Loved some Daniel Jones here this year.
And they'll have a slightly easier schedule because of how they finished. Same with Dallas. Dak Prescott might be a bye.
I really like Brandon Cooks there in Dally too. I think he's gonna be. They still have Gallup too, so they did lose Dalton
CD.
Schultz, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not too.
Dak Prescott's going to have his worst year.
But we've spent enough time talking about non-rookie draft stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about our rookie draft. We'll just go ahead and run through how that looked. Let me pull this up here. But, Nick, you had the first 2 picks. Talk about them, Jahmyr Gibbs, and you intentionally lowered Bijan's
Yeah, how dare you?
ADP at 102. So talk about your first 2 picks.
Listen, I have a really big ego, so when I look at motherfucking Bijan in the future and it says taken first overall in 99.99 leagues,
What showed you
I did that.
Oh, you're okay. I got
You're
you.
just looking at rookie draft IDP, but
Yeah, I mean that's fun stuff, man. Jahmyr Gibbs 101. Who would have thought? So yeah, you went running back, which that's fun stuff. I mean your quarterback's position's in a really good spot. You got Josh Allen and then what? Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson. So you weren't dying for a quarterback.
I also have Zach Wilson.
And you're all of a sudden trying to be and win now with all your running backs. So
yeah.
I love it.
I'm really
Yeah,
mad
my
if we
team's
want to
young as fuck.
if we
boys.
want to circle back to the trade that you made. I'm really mad in hindsight that I didn't accept it. I'm
Yours
even
was Ramondre for
Yeah.
Cam in the 107. Was
and
there
the
anything else?
and the 305. So that 305 turned into
I don't blame you for not doing that.
So I could have let's look at this. I could have turned Ramondre into I would have picked Jordan Addison.
Which you don't need another wide receiver.
No, but
Would have been nice.
it helps. Or I would have taken. I might have
Yeah.
taken Bryce Young.
If you were there at the 107, yeah.
But regardless, I probably would have taken Addison at the 107.
Well, you could have taken JSN and then taken the quarterback at the 107.
Nah, I wanted Richardson.
Yeah, you couldn't pass A-Rich up. At
Yeah, I went
3.
Richardson.
No way.
But then 305, I could have taken Kendra Miller. So Ramondre could have been Addison and Kendra
yeah,
Miller.
how the fuck did Kendra
Let me
Miller
tell you,
fall
let me
that
tell you.
fucking far in this draft?
My favorite pick of the draft, outside of those first 2. I mean,
If you talk about Marvin Mims at the end, I'm gonna
no,
punch
I
you
want
in
to
the
talk
face.
about Deuce Vaughn. This dude is
Oh
going
my
to be
God.
what?
What a horrible pick.
Really?
Horrible.
No.
You picked him over Kendra Miller and Tyjae Spears.
Yeah, I've never even heard of those
And
motherfuckers
Jaden Reed.
before going into fucking looking into motherfuckers overthinking all of this shit. Deuce Vaughn, absolute dog in college. And if you guys don't think that there's something to hiding behind the line like that and then hitting the hole at full speed ahead when the motherfuckers can't get into position to
What happens when he finally gets
I
hit?
don't disagree with you, Nick, but there's a reason he's still running with the 3s and 4s.
Deuce Vaughn gets a pass for being small, but Bryce Young doesn't get a pass. Is that right?
correct.
Right. Just want to make sure I was tracking.
Different position.
Deal.
Let's do so. I took A Rich,
What?
really
I
like
can't,
it.
I can't be excited. I can't be excited about something. You
Yeah,
guys
so
have to fucking
A Rich
hold me down.
103, and then 104, Sunshine Squad.
JSN. I like that for his team as well because his wide receivers were pretty lacking. I mean, he had Diggs, which is nice. Gallup is okay. Deontay Johnson, T. Higgins, Claypool.
I really like his Jaden Reed pick, too.
Yeah, I like Jaden Reed a lot. That's a good late round pick as well. Especially it seems him and Jordan Love, at least in practice, I don't think they've had a whole lot of playing time together right now. But I like that one a lot as well.
Right. I know I'm kind of going through, like, I've went through and, like, looked at people's rosters after our draft and stuff. We have a really competitive league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really do think so. And, I mean, it's a 10-man league, so that's
Outside
we're all
of
going to have pretty
RDC
solid
22
rosters.
and the Arrowhead Choppers, that is.
That's fair. I agree with that.
The
Nate
Arrowhead-
is a horrible drafter.
The-
He went. What did he do? He picked.
He didn't have any picks.
Oh, he had no picks in this.
He had one pick, and he picked Michael Mayer 208, which I do like. That is a really good pick. That's good value right there.
Yeah, but over Marvin Mims.
Yeah, I would take it. Because, I mean, who's his tight end right now?
No, I got Mims first.
No, you didn't.
I
Yeah.
sure did.
Meyer went off the board first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But QJ then went
Sorry,
right
guys,
after
I was reading
JSN.
Hebrew.
RDC decided to go with QJ. Love it. He's my wide receiver too for this league, and I think he could be off to maybe a quicker start than some of these other guys. I mean, how long is Keenan Allen, Mike Williams going to be sticking around?
When they both have injury history too, I just think people talk a lot about quarterbacks taking a year to sit and develop. You're talking about he is Mike Williams' body type, but he's a Keenan Allen type receiver where his routes to me seem pretty crisp. He ran. It wasn't like he was a deep ball. He was a deep ball threat at
No.
TCU, but
I'm fully in on QJ.
the biggest play of his collegiate career was a 6-yard slant in the
house.
CFP that he took to the house and broke 3 tackles in the middle of the field. So I do think he's a good possession receiver with just game-breaking speed.
In his
and I really
situation-
like him.
So the CFP's appearances are only important if you're not OU. Okay.
So we're not.
continue.
What OU players appeared in the CFP in this draft?
Marvin Mims.
No.
What did he do?
But I mean,
They lost the game.
QJ
so.
has Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I think that, like, if you want to pick QJ, like that one dynasty league I was talking about, as your wide receiver 1 in this rookie class, like, he's got Justin Herbert, Geno Smith, and fucking Kirk Cousins. How much longer are those guys going to be playing between Jordan Addison and JSN? So, I mean, QJ could easily end up being the best wide receiver in this class.
Yeah.
And
Just from potential with the quarterback position, I agree.
I would have seriously considered him at the 107, but especially in a Superflex league, I thought that was somewhat of a possibility.
It really pisses me off because I was really looking at trying to trade back into that 107, 108, 109 position. I was looking to I was trying to dish Devontae Smith. I was trying to dish. I never sent Jalen Waddle, but I did. I offered one trade that was MVS and George Pickens for like the 108 or something like that as well. Just because I have a plethora of receivers, I'm trying to like George Pickens will probably always be on my bench, but Jordan Addison, if they're a 1-2 punch, like
Till injuries happen.
yeah, if Addison and Justin Jefferson are a 1-2 punch like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, that'd be pretty cool to have on my bench. And then yeah, I've been a huge QJ fan for 2 years now, so.
So CJ Stroud comes off the board at the next pick at the 106. That was Graham there. So that's Jomario Bros, which his only quarterback rostered in a super flex league. He had one quarterback on his roster, which was Joe Burrow.
Well, he had 4, but 3 of them before the draft
He did drop
were
some,
not
didn't he?
on rosters.
So he did pick up
Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell from Vegas. That's interesting. But he ended up drafting C.J. Stroud,
Let me tell you, which was the
second
correct
quarterback
pick.
off the board.
The sheer brain power of Graham to acknowledge that C.J. Stroud is far superior of a player than Bryce Young.
Yeah, if I
Right?
was there,
what were you? Yeah,
I was fine with either. But if I was there in Graham's spot,
you're going Stroud.
probably would have gone Stroud. But I'm glad I didn't really have to make that decision and just kind of had it fall to me how it did. I'll take Bryce Young and I'll be patient. It's Dynasty. I like the talent.
You're gonna grow gray and old waiting on your QB draft picks to.
Hey, I can never be hurt worse than Trey Lance, so it's only up from here.
Just you wait.
I mean, I think both these
You already
quarterbacks
were
will
just
end up being
hyping up
fine.
Bryce. You're like, oh,
When
first overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner, national championship.
So yeah, I went Bryce Young right
I'm
after
gonna
CJ.
right my wrongs.
And as soon as I made that pick, what's his team name? Galactic Empire was pretty dang excited.
Boo.
He
Hit the
let
bait.
out a loud little fuck yeah and was all over Jordan Addison. He couldn't rush that pick in any fucking quicker. So he snagged Jordan Addison at the 109,
That's 108.
108. So I think Jared, if I would have picked Addison, he probably would have gone quarterback. His quarterback position's a little rough, but not bad. I mean, he's got Rodgers and Watson.
I do want to interject here. Fuck Jared for saying
Yes,
like
fuck Jared in general before.
every single trade I sent him, it involved some sort of wide receiver package, and he's like, "Oh, I just don't need a wide receiver."
I told him, I'm like, the only way you ever accept trades is if you came up with it yourself from the beginning to start with. He's like, no, that's not true. Zach sent me
Aaron Rodgers for the
first round pick for
107.
Aaron. I was like, well, okay, the one trade you've made in this fucking league.
I offered him Devontae Smith, and I think I offered Garrett Wilson at one point, and he's just like, I don't need more receivers, and so he'd.
That's
I guess
insane.
he would rather have either his pick of Johnston or Addison.
Yep.
And stick with that.
I like Addison. Zay Flowers is interesting though. But next off the board, the 109, Dalton Kincaid.
How do we feel about that?
I'm about it. I like Kincaid. I'm in. If I don't have any shares
I'm
yet.
interested. I was just looking. I mean, I'm sure he's going to have to like get broken in and whatnot, but everyone's saying they want to use him like we use Trav, but he's only projected 6-something points in the first week.
He's a fucking rookie tight end. He's not going to hit it out of the park.
The only rookie tight end
Year
to hit
one.
it out of the park year one was Kyle Pitts. with over
Evan
1,000.
Ingram had a
Kyle
really
Pitts
good.
Didn't do shit.
He had 1,000
rookie
yards
year.
receiving.
He
He didn't
was-
have a single touchdown though.
He had 1 touchdown.
One touchdown. And Evan Ingram was really good his rookie year. But outside of that, I mean, it really doesn't happen. I mean, you got to be super patient, and sometimes you just don't even take that risk in round one of your rookie drafts on tight ends. But Dalton Kincaid might be the exception. Time will tell. He's in an amazing offense.
Dude was
That
a man.
I mean, they've got Stephon Diggs to throw to, and then
for now.
Gabe fucking Davis.
RDC 22 wants to point out that you did lose to him last year as
Hey,
well.
pull up. Pull
Oh.
up. You won't pull up here right now, RDC 22. You know where I live.
He'll pull up.
Pull the fuck up.
You
It is
lost
so
to
on.
RDC. We need to go through and pull this up. You guys have like the same record, I believe.
Yeah, you were both 3-11.
So you guys are like
We are playing each other week 1, motherfucker. And I am bringing the 7 plagues of Egypt against your ass.
basically two homeless people just talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do I need to go back over my fucking roster here?
Hey,
Home is where the goat is.
you haven't done shit
Really?
yet. Blair continues to just draft fantastically. I feel like Blair always makes the right decisions. So after that Dalton Kincaid pick, he goes Zay
Is
Flowers
RDC
at the 110.
Is he live in the chat right now?
I don't think so.
Zay
No.
Flowers is looking nice, people.
Wait, I thought he was live in the chat. That's why I was looking at the camera over there.
Yeah, I didn't catch the chat in time. He doesn't look like he's in.
Are you guys feeling Zay Flowers?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel with Zay Flowers. I kind of like it, but I
I'm about it. I'm about
I
it.
didn't watch him enough in college to know. He's a little guy.
He doesn't play little, I'll tell you that.
No.
He's
but
like a better Marquise Brown.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
That's who he reminds me of.
Oh,
But
my God.
better.
I just don't know how
I
anyone's
love
supposed to
some
put
Zay
up good
Flowers.
fantasy numbers when Lamar Jackson is your quarterback. So
I mean,
We are-
Hollywood Brown did it.
Thank God we are 2 weeks away.
not
finally
really, to be
figure this
honest.
out. Zach Charbonnet off the board next. First pick of the second round. Third running back off the board. That's honestly crazy. That's the third running back off the board and went all the way to the second round. Like, I remember last year, there wasn't a ton of running backs last year either. I mean, you had Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. But James Cook was just flying up the board in some leagues, and James Cook might pay off this year.
It sure seems that way.
I might be in on James Cook this year, to be honest with you. Doesn't
I
seem
don't
like
know
there's a whole
about
lot of
that.
hope for that backup role. I mean, Damian Harris has been dealing with an injury, and they've just kind of. I don't think there's a. I don't think there's a whole lot
more than James Cook.
in fantasy football for this coming
Yes.
season. That's
Yes.
you believe what you'd like. You know, we can make a bet live on air.
Ooh.
Who scores more fantasy points this year, James Cook or Isaiah Pacheco? This is a whole. You're
Pacheco.
on Pacheco's side here, bro.
Yeah.
There's no.
How are you
fucking
not? James
chance.
Cook didn't do fucking shit last
I
year.
bet you
He was a backup.
$20 James Cook scores more fantasy
Pacheco was a
points.
backup.
$20. James Cook scores more points than.
We'll make it simple.
Pacheco.
We'll just look at the final fucking shit at the end of the year.
Let's go.
RB
Perfect.
fucking 21 versus fucking 45. James Cook.
And then I got Devon A-Chain after Charbonnet pick. I was super excited about that. Love it. A-Chain, small little guy, but fuck is he fast. He's basically like Tyreek Hill without the receiving capability.
Yeah.
Yet, who knows? Fuck, maybe they just convert him into the next Tyreek Hill when Tyreek retires in 2 more years, which is kind of what he said after his contract, which is cap, probably. If I was Venna, that's what I would say. But he had that. He's injured his shoulder. He's actually week to week right now. I think he was lucky and avoided a serious injury, but you guys saw that play, didn't you? It was a really good run by him. Fantastic
Bro,
run.
you missed another opportunity. You could be the A-Chain.
Ooh,
A-Chain.
Ooh.
that's
pretty
the
good one.
boys reference.
Is it? Haven't
Damn.
seen
Yeah,
that.
A-Train.
You would actually like the boys, bro.
No, he
the
wouldn't.
amount of
I don't
shows
think
that
he
you
would.
talk shit on, I think you would fucks with the boys.
I don't think he would like it.
It's got some crazy fucking.
What did I
shit
have to
in it.
tell you guys? I am a professional fucking hater.
But this
You
is
don't
like
know that about me by now?
no. This show is like different though. It's just different. That's all I can say.
Well, I feel like we can kind of fly through the second and third rounds
Go for
here.
it.
Like, I mean, like you said, A-Chain.
Laporta is interesting though, and Rasheed Rice.
I think I don't want to
Yeah, you
brag,
picked
but
up
Make sure you hold up though when we get to Mark.
Sam Laporta, which could be the best tight end in this class. Who fucking knows? I
He
think
could be,
Laporta is really
yeah.
nice.
well, I think either one of these three, Kincaid, Laporta, or Mayer, any one of them could be the best. I was really big on Mayer throughout the entire offseason.
Got that Gronk build.
He's got the Gronk build. He was considered the best tight end pretty much since he entered college at Notre Dame. And
Basically until
What
the
about Brock
offseason and
Bowers?
the combine. Oh, Brock Bowers next year?
in this class,
Yeah, go ahead and pass up Kincaid this year and go
Yeah.
get fucking Brock Bowers next year, bro.
but
But Rasheed Rice, I mean, you've got a fantastic wide receiver room. Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. You're in a pretty good spot. George Pickens, fuck.
I think Andy.
I've kind
said
of been
today-
out on George Pickens, but I might be in on this guy, especially with how Kenny Pickett is
You've been
looking
out
right
on
now.
Pickens, but you in on Rasheed Rice.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is Rasheed Rice? I mean, he's not going to
Get
be
right,
a
Drake.
starter
What the
for you.
fuck
There's
are
a
you
lot of
going
mouths
on
to
about right
feed.
now?
I'm trying to ask him about why he picked Rasheed Rice. I'm
I-
not
I
saying
do have a
anything
lot
about
of-
Rasheed.
I do have a lot of mouths to feed. And looking at the way the draft turned out, I should have taken Roshan Johnson just because of my Khalil Herbert. But in my mocks, again, there's no much you can't really.
You never
trust.
had Rasheed falling that far, probably.
Well, kind of around this spot, but Roshan Johnson had never gone this high. If he had fallen to like 2.8 or 2.9, somewhere around there, I would have tried to trade back into the second round and get Roshan Johnson at that point. I wasn't expecting him to go 2.5, which maybe that's me not just following how he'd been doing this preseason.
I think
And-
Andy said today he thinks Rasheed Rice is going to be, and I know he's just the coach talking up his team, but I think he said he thinks Rasheed is going to very evidently be the best wide receiver in this class
Yeah.
this year.
Which is high
In
praise
the
coming
entire
from
wide receiver class?
Yeah.
Correct.
That's a lot of high praise from a coach who historically underuses rookie wide receivers.
Veach wanted Rice. watching the clip about when they drafted him and made the phone call. Like
Clark Hunt
and
wanted
said,
Rasheed
Clark
Rice.
Hunt was
Woke
like,
up.
"Hey, what are we doing today?" And
Yeah,
Veach's
well,
like,
that's a fucking.
Veach's like, "We're gonna go get an SMU wide receiver." And Clark Hunt went to SMU, I believe. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Probably.
So
some Dallas.
the
shit.
organization was pumped about Rasheed Rice, and I think he just kind of plugs and plays that Juju Smith-Schuster role.
I think he's a little
last
bit
year.
more explosive, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Does
which
he get
is pretty
more?
Exciting.
Does he get more than 750 receiving yards?
Let me see. What
Juju was around 800, I believe. 800, 900. Juju was close to 1,000.
I would
last
say
year.
maybe not unless he breaks out into some kind of a superstar. Because if you're not, I mean, Mahomes has yet. I mean, I guess we had Tyreek Hill, so I won't say that. But in
You gotta
terms of not having like a true dominant motherfucking star wide receiver, when we don't have that on our team, Mahomes is just spreading it out. It's part of
Right.
the scheme.
And you think about Justin Ross's possible emergence into
That
this
dude.
offense, and even Sky Moore. Shit, Sky Moore could be decent this year.
No,
Yes.
no,
He could be.
no.
He's the one out there starting with MVS when they go to 11 personnel. When they got 12, they got all the tight ends out there. He's the second wide receiver out there.
That makes me.
Will that last? Who knows? But a lot going on in that KC offense. But it's an offense you want pieces for. And if Rasheed works out, I mean, shit.
So DraftSharks.com. Shout out Draft Sharks. I just looked this up here. Projected Rasheed Rice basic stats: 41 receptions for 565 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging up.
Give me the over on yards. Dude, he impressed me in that preseason game against the Cardinals.
8 of 9 targets for almost 100 yards.
That one catch where he sped up the sideline with Isaiah Simmons, who just got traded away. Isaiah Simmons was like on his ass, about to knock him out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
And Rasheed just didn't even care. He's not like trying to brace for impact or stiff arm. He just full on sprinted and got like an additional 5-6 yards out of that fucking play. I just was super impressed. And he struggled. He had a drop that very first drive. And for him to just bounce back from that and end on a pretty good note for preseason wise, I mean,
Yeah.
that's impressive to see.
I think he looks really good. I'm really happy about it. Like you said, I'm spread pretty deep at that wide receiver room, but I also think that
If he pans out, you
Wait,
just trade him
wait,
away.
Wait,
Future
I'm looking
picks.
at this right now.
Go get 2 second-round picks for
Jacob
him.
took Will Levis.
in the third
He
round.
did, bro.
Christ.
He was like hype about it too.
Why?
I don't know.
That motherfucker's behind Malik Willis, who is
You're
a
the
walking
quarterback-
trash can. I
You're the
am.
quarterback guru.
Don't even come at me with this shit. I've been spot
not.
on with all of these fucking quarterbacks. I just need Lamar to be a walking dumpster fire this year, and I will crown myself
I mean,
king of the 7 realms.
realistically, who else are you taking there? I'd rather have a quarterback than wide
Fuck
receiver
no.
fours.
Fuck no. Fuck it.
It's PPR.
Will Levis is obviously never going to be fucking anything at all ever. And there's quarterbacks you can take next year.
But when you
This
take
is what
him
I
in
was
the-
trying to say last year.
when
You
you
about
can take
motherfuckers.
and you can continue to take quarterbacks. Who cares? It's the third round.
when you take him in the 3rd round, there's not much risk involved.
Cedric Tillman, wide receiver 5. Luke Musgrave, the second quarterback or the second tight end taken from the same team. They didn't even take him in the same.
I would have rather. I like what RDC. I mean, I guess he picked before. Wait, no, he didn't. RDC 22 actually did something smart here with Hendon Hooker. I think Hendon Hooker is going to be that next QB in fucking Detroit, and Will Levis is never going to be a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I mean, Hendon Hooker is also coming off a horrible knee injury and is
And he's
already,
chilling this year. He's chilling this year. He's not. He's
Yeah.
not doing
He's
anything.
not going to be rushed into nothing, which I think people forget about Tannehill.
And Will Levis will.
And RDC 22. I'm going to give him some props there. I like Jalen Hyatt too. Hate that Mingo pick. Mingo's going to be just dog shit.
I do like.
I
Hyatt.
agree, but I hope he's good for Bryce Young's sake. Because that whole wide receiver room is just dropping like flies. Right
Maybe
now
a
in
fucking run
Carolina.
and trade Rice for Hyatt and like a 3rd round pick.
Fucking
I
DJ,
like Jalen
DJ
Hyatt a lot.
Chark's hurt.
Pair
My favorite pick of the 3rd round is Jaden Reed. Well, fuck, dude. Kendra
Deuce
Miller in the 3rd round, too.
Vaughn.
Kendra
Deuce
Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Vaughn.
Kendra Miller. You got him in the 2nd
Y'all
round,
gonna
bro.
look silly as fuck.
Oh, no, that's 3rd. That's 3rd.
Y'all
You
gonna
got him
look
in 3rd.
silly as fuck when Deuce Vaughn starts fucking popping off.
in 2 years.
Deal.
No, this fucking year he's gonna be the Tony Pollard.
I love how you
Tony
pick and
Pollard
choose
last
your
year.
bias.
He's the RB3
It's funny.
on their depth chart.
That doesn't mean a damn thing.
Okay.
You know what? I don't even know. I looked up their running back depth chart earlier. I didn't even know that second string guy existed.
Well, actually, looking at a sleeper's depth chart, he's not even listed on it. That's how
Yes.
low he is.
Yes, he's not on the Cowboys roster, correct.
Just on their depth chart.
He's their RB3 on the Cowboys official depth chart. And he's going to fucking ball. You guys don't know ball. I'm the one who told all y'all motherfuckers about Ramondre.
You didn't tell us about Ramondre. We all
Sure
watched,
did.
We watched college football.
No, you didn't. Ramondre literally only played 6 games his senior year because he was smoking the weed.
Ramondre was your favorite pick for rookies. We went through and picked guys, and Ramondre was your guy. Breakout
And then
candidate.
Zach fucking stole him from me.
Did you draft him?
Yeah.
Yes. Right before I was about to.
And
Yep.
that was he was around
was
for
a
our
startup.
startup, right?
Yeah. I liked Ramondre. I watched him.
I like Ramondre right now, obviously. I do.
So how can you like Ramondre but not like Deuce Vaughn?
I mean, he's fine. He's not going into a position where he's going to be starting right away.
He's
Or even
going
playing
he's
right
going to be
away.
getting fucking touches.
No, he's not.
Is
I
he
don't
even
even
the
know-
second string running back?
No, he's the 3rd string on their official depth chart. But if you pull this shit up, I don't even know who this motherfucker is.
You ought to throw him on
Who the
your
fuck? Who the fuck
5'6".
is
bro.
Rico Dowdy? Dottie?
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, he's really good.
Oh, he's really good.
I've
Really?
heard the name. I don't think he's that
I've
good.
never fucking heard of him in my life.
Dowdy? Oh, that's an I see.
Oh, okay. It is a. Sorry, my eyes
it?
are bad.
No, you're.
This motherfucker. Oh,
Dowdle.
he's good. This motherfucker has 6 carries for 21 yards.
Yeah, he's good.
He's also 5'6", 176.
Oh, so they love their midget running backs.
No.
Oh, it's little people.
No, that's Deuce. This motherfucker is 6 foot 215.
He
What
does
the
look nice,
fuck are
bro.
you
He's
guys
already
looking
scored
at?
2 or 3 touchdowns this preseason in 2 games.
Not according to this right here. In ESPN, it's showing 6 carries, 21 yards.
Touchdowns. I said he scored 2 touchdowns already.
Then my ESPN just must be behind.
I'm not talking yardage. How many? He scored some touchdowns.
I'm talking 6 carries, 21 yards, 0 touchdowns. ESPN stats.
I'm talking about Deuce Vaughn, bro. That's not Deuce.
Thank you.
Deuce Vaughn has scored multiple touchdowns already.
And made some motherfuckers look absolutely silly.
Oh,
And
those 3rd and 4th string guys you were roasting out
What-
there earlier?
Was that a preseason game?
Still,
There was that clip
Performing is performing.
There was that clip where he juked somebody out of their fucking shoes. the
3
safety,
players.
And somebody was tracking Deuce Vaughn at the same time, and Deuce juked that safety out of his fucking shoes.
And I don't give a
and
fuck
they
if
the
that's
2
Troy.
defenders tackled each
I
other.
don't give a fuck if that's
Hilarious.
fucking Troy Polamalu. No one is fucking stopping that cut he made.
Damn, bro, you're saying Troy Polamalu couldn't stop Deuce Vaughn? That's quite
Not on
the
those
take.
particular plays.
That is quite the take.
Not on those particular plays. That motherfucker is
All right, bud.
filthy.
All right.
My favorite pick of the draft is Chase Brown in the 3rd.
Who snagged him?
Graham did.
Ooh.
Jamario Bros. I like him because the Bengals are obviously
3rd string running back for the Bengals.
2nd string.
He's 3rd string on the official depth chart.
He's 2nd string right here.
So no one has accurate info.
Sleeper shows 2nd string, but
Sleeper is a garbage app for one thing. I fucking hate Sleeper.
yeah, I mean Chase Brown's a pretty good story. His, I think a twin brother, Sidney Brown, was drafted as well in this draft, both out of Illinois. Which fuck Illinois, but some
Chris
solid,
Evans
solid
is
prospects.
the Bengals'
Great
second
athlete.
team running back.
According to Sleeper, he's 2nd.
According to the Cincinnati Bengals.
I trust Sleeper more.
Now that little
than the Cincinnati Bengals.
that little run right there of Jaden Reed, Kendra Miller, and Chase Brown is pretty exciting. So yeah, I mean our 10-team Superflex league. I mean this is a pretty good solid draft class.
Yeah.
But 3rd round has some options,
Yeah.
maybe in a 10-team Superflex league. But 23 class is also very, very good.
It was really good. And who knows, maybe next year will be better. I know that it's very top heavy next year for sure. When you're talking about Caleb Williams,
Some fun
Marvin-
names.
Marvin Harrison Jr., Brock Bowers, what's the other guy for Ohio State? Emeka
Starts with an N.
Egbuka.
Yeah.
Igbuka or whatever.
He looks pretty solid too. He might be the wide receiver fucking 2 of the class.
Quinn Ewers, the
Fuck Quinn Ewers.
Texas
Rocket Sanders, the running back
Rocket
from Arkansas.
Sanders.
I don't like Arkansas, but Rocket Sanders. I mean, that name alone, fuck.
Pretty good. So this was a pretty deep class. I mean, you're getting potential starters in Jalen Hyatt, Jaden Reed, Kendra Miller, depending on the situation there in New Orleans. But these are all potential starters here in the third round. And
Cedric Tillman he might be a starter for the fucking Browns.
He could be, yeah. I'm looking at their depth chart right now.
Might be confusing. Micah Wilson. Somebody needs to pick up Michael Wilson.
Tank Dell. Tank Dell was undrafted in this league and was snagged up by me again, just spreading my wide receiver room even thinner.
No, I really like what you do when you draft. Like, you consider your needs, but also will be like just fine with taking the value when you get it.
Yeah.
Because I remember that happened last year. You're like, which this still is my worst
Garrett
fantasy
Wilson
football like experience ever. It's worse than Trey Lance probably. That I picked Sky Moore over Garrett Wilson, and you're just like, Garrett Wilson fell to me here at the 108 or whatever the fuck it was.
I had a stupid draft class that year. What was that? What was that?
We need to pod. We need to do our next release on either that Tuesday or Wednesday before the Chiefs Thursday night game.
Deal.
I'm gonna do fucking predictions. I'm gonna get my picks out.
I can't wait for your fastest 2 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, we're gonna be just like we were last season, trying to do this shit every single week. We're gonna recap our LOC Dynasty Superflex League with all our bros.
Yep,
we're all running it back again.
We're gonna start making it more regular for sure. Oh, I did look back. So I got Traylon Burks 107, Garrett Wilson 19, and George Pickens 22.
Oh my gosh. Now I have Traylon Burks.
You do have Traylon Burks, and I have Rashad White.
Dude,
Yeah,
there was a
so far
report.
Zach's winning from.
I saw a report today that Sean Tucker was splitting first team reps in practice with Rashad White. I think it's because he's going to play the preseason game, and Rashad White probably isn't. So there's some context to be included. But Sean Tucker went undrafted, running back out of Syracuse. I'm pretty sure he came out of Syracuse. That sound right?
Yeah.
And I remember early on in the offseason, like, I fucking hop in them rookie mock drafts on Sleeper as soon as the season's over. Sean Tucker was, like, going round one, at least round two, early on in Sleeper ADP for rookies. But he went through the combine process and had some type of heart problem that kind of knocked his draft capital and went undrafted.
Say it how it is. It's a vaccine problem.
You know, I don't know that for sure. And
we all do know this.
But if Sean Tucker is able to play and not have any issues with his supposed heart problem that was reported,
vaccine,
then I do have Sean Tucker in both my dynasty leagues, so I'm kind of hoping for the best there.
I hope Rashad White.
I think Rashad White would be good. I mean, he's PPR monster, so you're in PPR leagues.
One
Rashad
question,
should be good.
Zach, for you before we wrap this motherfucking shit up.
Sure.
I see here in the chat it says 3 days ago, Z Green 223 made a free agent move, and you added Kyle Trask. Was that a personal shot at me?
No, it was just I know there was a QB battle going on, and I'd rather have a fourth starting quarterback on my roster. Last year I only had
Baker was. They came out saying Baker's a starter.
Yeah, they did that the same day I made that move. So
I'd drop him and go pick up somebody.
Yeah. I'll stick with it because I'm pretty sure Baker will lose that starting role at some point.
Really?
Yes, really.
I'm rooting for Baker because I got a lot of Chris Godwin. I got some Rashad White. Let's go Baker Mayfield. He's finally got a chance to succeed.
No, I don't know.
Will he succeed,
it's
though?
It's a sad story. I'm going to make my own.
Who's the starter in Tampa Bay next year?
Not Baker.
Quarterback guru, what do you got?
Question.
Drake May.
See, yeah, I think Tampa could be complete dog shit
dirty
this year, and they'll go ahead and take him.
Actually, shoot, you're
But
right. I
you
should
know what,
drop
Baker?
Kyle
I'm gonna
Trask
make
because they'll roll with Baker the entire year and rather go 0-16.
No, if they want to tank, they'll put in fucking Trask.
That's
Go
just not
pick
true.
up Michael Wilson and just add to your stacked wide receiver room because he's literally the wide receiver.
I'm gonna make a 30 for 30 one of these days.
Swear to God,
about how
I've
Baker
got him in one league.
In fact, I'm going to do some personal research before our next pod, and I'll come back to you with the stats. I'm going to find out because I've always said this and wondered this. I'm going to find out for sure if any quarterback through, I'm not sure exactly how many years Baker's been in the league at this point, but through that many years, I guarantee you no other quarterback ever has had this many head coaches and this many OCs and played for dog shit franchises the whole time. This man never had a chance.
I think you're on something there.
I don't blame. I don't disagree.
I mean, landing spot's huge. I mean, especially for quarterback. I mean,
Landing spot and then traded spot and then trade. Look what he fucking did with the Rams last year. He came in and fucking balled off 6 days of prep?
Baker's been in the league 5 years.
5 years? I bet he's had 7 head coaches and probably 5 OCs. They usually don't fire the OC with the head coach.
Now he's got.
I bet he's had 7 head coaches at least.
Now he's got
5
Chris.
OCs.
He's got Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
It's interesting for sure.
I think it's just a whole because last year we were worried about the quarterback situation in Seattle. We didn't know it was a legit quarterback competition between Drew Lock and Geno Smith. We didn't know who was going to start. Geno Smith won out in training camp.
Everyone knew who was going to
quick.
start. Drake,
but I mean, DK Metcalf. No, you're that's fair. I mean, but Geno Smith that wasn't a given. It was.
It was.
The competition went pretty quick and was ended, and Geno Smith was the guy.
Right.
But DK and Tyler Lockett were they're going to be dog shit this year. Geno Smith, he hasn't done anything ever in the league, was a top pick in the first round back in his day, and they were fantastic, and they were just fine. Is this a repeat in Tampa Bay with these two wide receivers?
That would be exciting to see. I'm here for it. I like Baker Mayfield. I really do. It'd be cool to see that kind of same renaissance. It's a dog shit division anyway, because who's the best?
Just let it rip, dude.
That's already a playoff team you're going into. They're an older team, so
Mike Evans has only gotten 1,000 yards for the past 6 seasons. It's
right,
more than that, maybe.
I mean, if you're trying to show that you can still do it, this is the best team to do it for, I guess.
I just hope he's on the Netflix quarterback show.
That would be cool.
Please, that'd be tight.
That would be
really cool.
I'd be cool with that.
But I think we ran through our draft. We got everything here. I don't think anyone has anything else to say.
Nope.
We don't.
This episode, I'm gonna come with some fucking fire.
What is this? Is this year 3? This is year 4 of LOC. Does that sound right?
Year 3, because last year was our first rookie draft.
Right. So we had our startup rookie draft, this rookie draft. So this is 3.
Yeah, this is year 3 for DNZ or for LOC. Year 2 for DNZ.
Yep. Running that shit back, baby.
So we'll be putting out regular content, hopefully weekly. We might have to work some stuff out with
our LOC league mates. If you've watched to the end, let us know, boys. I want to know who the fuck listens
the Arrowhead
to us.
Shoppers.
We do this for you guys.
that.
We want to make this
we-
league more fun.
We do it
Hope
for
we
the
do
league.
that.
We do it for the league. We do it for the league and everybody else. But thank everybody so much for showing up tonight, and we'll catch you next time on the DNZ Fantasy Football Podcast.
Peace.